Dear students, today we will see some other concept in MySQL database server. Last class we learned about the way how we can work with MySQL functions. MySQL functions how we can make use, and which we learned about primary key and foreign key, like along with key constraints how we can create a table in MySQL. In MySQL, that is what not null constraint, unique constraint, primary key constraint, foreign key constraint, how we can make relationship between two tables, things which we learned practically, which we saw the way how we can work with within the server, MySQL server. Now we are going to see another type of functions, that is multiple row functions or group functions or aggregate functions, all three different names which we use with the same concept. Under functions, second type of functions are called multiple rows functions, which is also called as group functions because we use group by function, and which is also called as aggregate functions. So when you look at the list of functions like count, minimum, maximum, average, sum, these are the five functions which we use as aggregate functions. Okay, now we'll see one by one how we can make use these aggregate functions working with database tables. Working with database tables, let me proceed with. So we'll make use of so databases. So we'll select our last database which we used. In so tables, we'll go for recent which we created. So we move to from one database to another database by using use followed by database name. Use is the command which we need to make use to get into the one particular database. Okay, now in this we will create, there is only one table existing student. Now we are going to create another two tables and we will work with aggregate functions. We will work with aggregate functions. Let's see emp table which will create employee table. Emp is nothing but employee table. Create table empl, or you can make use employee also, no issue. Employee number int not null, e name employee name varchar 30 not null, job varchar size 30 not null, sal which is the salary decimal 10 comma 2, so total digits is 10, out of which 8 is left side and 2 digits is right side decimal point, not null again. Department number, okay, so int not null, this department number which is a foreign key, because which we need to take another table, that is department. Let's see what happens here. Query executed, department number. Now same manner, create the DEPT table. Okay, now see the description of both the tables. DEPT, which is having only department number, that also primary key, and DSC, description of EMPL. You will see the description here. So DEPT is parent table here and employee is child table. Okay, and here we just used the department number, but we didn't apply the foreign key. This department number is under department table DEPT num. Okay, So we want to make it as a foreign key so that we'll be able to make relationship between these two tables. Relationship between these two tables. So let's work with that. How we can do alter table MPL add primary key. So there is no primary key in a child table, that is which we want to make it as primary key by using alter command, alter table EMPL add primary key, that is EMP number. Yes. Now see the description of your EMPL. You can see primary key is added, that EMP number, employee number by using alter table. Same manner, alter table EMPL add DEPT num. What happened? Duplicate column. Yes, already which is existing. No need to add. Now using alter table command, which we are going to create alter table EMPL add foreign key, the DEPT num references from department table field called DEPT num, which we are going to reference under department table DEPT number within employee table as a reference. That's why we are going to create by using alter command foreign key constraint, because we didn't specify while creating a table foreign key constraint. Now we are adding later by using alter table command. Alter table command. Let's see, executed. Now see the description of EMPL table. We can see primary key we added, same manner foreign key also which is added. Okay. Now I'll proceed with the concept. Inserting the data into a table. We know that when you have a relationship between two tables, okay, then first which table should we insert the data? Last class which we learned when we worked with primary key and foreign key constraint, working with constraints concept. So when you have a relationship between two tables, then you must insert the data into parent table first, then we need to go for child table. So in our example now which we are working, so DEPT is the parent table, department table is the parent table, and EMPL is the child table. That's why first we need to insert data into DEPT table, department table. Okay, insert into department values. Then you can retrieve the data from that table. If you want to see whatever data which we inserted into a table, department, that is name is DEPT. Yes, we inserted the data into parent table. Now same manner, now we will insert the data into child table, employee table. Okay, now we inserted the data, insert into EMPL values. Okay, so we use such a way that, and last field value is the reference value. We just select now both the tables so that you'll be able to understand relationship from both the tables. Parent table first, then child table, which we inserted the data, multiple records at a time. We know the multiple record insertion in MySQL. So insert into table name followed by values of first record within the parenthesis, comma, second record, and so on. How many records you place it, that many records, till you enclose with, end with semicolon in the query. So MySQL query can be written either single line text or multi-line text. So here multiple record insertion which will take multi-line text. Let's see the output. Okay, now you can see department table, parent table, which we took only one field, that is department number, 10, 20, 30 department numbers, and employee table, child table, which we referenced the data, which you can see 20, 30. So this is a foreign key. Already we know that foreign key which will accept same value multiple occurrences, same value multiple occurrences. Okay, you can see like the data which we inserted here within our table, employee table. Clearly you can see now data is inserted both the tables. Now we want to work with aggregate functions. We want to work with aggregate functions. So count function which returns the number of rows in the query. Count function which returns the number of functions, number of rows in the table. Okay, so which can be used along with count function either distinct or all or asterisk symbol, count of. Okay, if you specify argument expression, this function returns rows where expression is not null. You can count either all rows or only distinct values of expression. Yes, if you want to count all the rows of your table, yes, you can count, or you can count the distinct values of your rows, yes, you can count by using expression either distinct or all. If you specify the asterisk mark operator, this function returns all rows including duplicates and null values. When I specify count of asterisk instead of distinct or all, then this function will return including duplicate values and null values. Including duplicate values and null values which will return that. Okay. Let's see now. We'll work with this select command aggregate function asterisk symbol as select count of asterisk from EMPL, total number of rows which are available in the table, including suppose if it is having duplicate values or suppose it is having null values all together which will be counted, total number of rows 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 records, 14 rows, the table data which it contains, data which it contains. Same manner, for example, if we give field name, select count job from EMPL. Let's see the output. So here also which will give you the total number of rows in that particular field, total number of rows in that particular field. But when it comes to this particular job field where you can see duplication, in the sense the job designation you can see which can be repeated, which can be repeated within the field. Suppose if you want to get how many types of designations which are having, how many types of jobs, based on the designation one particular type of job which you can call it as the distinct jobs which you want to look at, from that is you can use the expression select count of distinct job from EMPL. You can see, so select count distinct job. How many jobs here we are having? There are 5 types of jobs which you can look at, that is president, analyst, manager, clerk, salesman. Clerk, salesman, these are the 5 types of jobs. Distinct keyword which will give you the only one time which will be counted the value if it is repeated, duplication will not be considered. Okay, same manner there is one more. If you want to get all, let's see, select count of all job from EMPL. You can see, which means duplication also will be counted, duplication also will be counted. And one more thing which you need to remember, that asterisk and specific field, when you specify asterisk, count of asterisk operator which will include the duplicate values as well as null values, but when you go for count of specific field, count of specific attribute name or field name or column name, if it is having duplication or null values, those will not be counted. Only the actual value will be counted when you go for specific field. Okay, that you may see some questions which you were worked with, that you can remember, that you can get back that such a way that in our example we didn't have any null values. Distinct job visa, all job, yes. Now we are proceeding with another examples like average function, which you can see how it works. Average function, select AVG. AVG is used for to get the average from the given field or column or attribute of table. Now we want to calculate average salary of employee from employee table. So that select AVG of in employee table, attribute name is SAL, salary, from alias name. This is alias name which we call it as display name, average, and table name. Yeah. You need to change the query here. Yes. Alias name should be placed immediate to the field name. Okay, then we'll be able to get that. Then we'll be able to get that. So select AVG of field name followed by alias name from table name. From table name. Now you can look at the actual data which contains, select star from EMPL. Now you can look at that average salary which we got 1981, and you can look at here, so that so we'll be able to understand that so maximum salary, sorry, average salary of that particular employees. Okay, so on an average you can see around each employee like 1600, 1200, okay, 1800. So few employees around near to 3000, only few employees, only one employee which is having 5000. Altogether we know manually how we can calculate the average. Okay, sum of total values divided by total number, then we'll be able to get the average, yes, which is calculated the average salary for the employee. Okay, now same manner, maximum salary, AVG function which will give you the average salary, and whereas max function which will give you the maximum salary from employee, maximum salary from employee. Select max of salary, maximum salary from employee. Okay, you can see clearly, same manner. The maximum salary which you can look at that in the employee table, only one, all the employee salaries, when you look at only president is having the maximum salary, that is 5000. 5000 you can see here as an output, maximum salary. Same manner which you can see, select minimum salary, select minimum salary which will give you the minimum salary of employee. Okay, from employee table. So you can look at that now again, employee table. So minimum salary is clerk, who is having 800 rupees, clerk which is having 800 rupees. Same manner, sum of total salaries. Select sum of salary of total from employee, which means we are calculating the total salaries of all the employees. Okay, total. As you can see, total salary of employees is 27,735. That 14 employees data when you look at and when you make sum, and then you will get the total value is 27,735 rupees is the total salary for all the employees. Same manner, suppose, yes. Now we know how we can make use the aggregate functions with our table for specific fields. Okay, maximum, minimum, how we can make use. This is like numeric value where you want to get back. Same way, average also, which you want to get from numeric values, the field or attribute which is having numeric data. For that, which you can apply these aggregate functions, that is average calculation, maximum value getting, minimum value getting from that particular table field. At the same time, some of that values also which you want to calculate. Okay, these all four aggregate functions, avg, max, min and sum, these all four functions which works related to numeric data values. Whereas count can be used either numeric data or string data also, only for to count total number of values in that particular field or attribute or column. That is what the purpose which we use count, which you can specify that total number of records which are available. That also which you can make use three different ways. One is for asterisk, which represents including duplicate values, null values, and which also works with expression that is distinct and all. Yes, let's look at now again department number, which you can work with same way. Select count of DEPT num from EMPL. You can see 14 you got it when you use this. Same manner, when you use the select count of asterisk operator, okay, from EMPL, when you use this also it will give you total records. And but when you apply the specific field name, suppose if it is having null values which will not be counted, but asterisk which will count duplicate values as well as null values. Okay, the only difference, asterisk and field name, asterisk will calculate the duplicate values as well as null values, and specific attribute name when used along with count function, which will not be considered null values. Other than null values, data will be counted. Now let's see example. Yes, select count of distinct DEPT num from EMPL. You can see only three departments, that is 10, 20, 30, which we used. Only three departments. You just look at the data of your employee table. You can see DEPT number, under that how many department numbers, which it is having only three. That's why count distinct of DEPT num, which gives you 3. So 3 types of numbers, 10, 20 and 30. Suppose if you give, instead of distinct, all, then we'll get all the data including duplicate values. Okay, 14 you got that as an output. All when you specify you will get same like normal asterisk symbol which you apply, all the rows which will be counted. When you specify distinct, only one time value will be considered. If it is repeated, which will not be counted multiple times, only once it will be calculated. Now select job comma count from EMPL group by job, group by class, which we are using along with aggregate functions. So group by class, which will be calculated the result of that particular attribute and which will be written as the aggregate value. It will be written by aggregate value. So group by class. Okay. So how it would be taken place. The group by class combines all those records that have identical values in a particular field or a group of fields. This grouping results into one summary record per group if group functions are used with it. In other words, the group by class is used to select statements to divide the table into groups. Group by class which is used to divide the statement into number of groups. Grouping can be done by a column name or with aggregate functions, in which case the aggregate produces a value for each group. Aggregate function which will produces the value for each group. Okay, so that is how group by class which works. Group by class. Let's execute this. Select job comma count from EMPL group by job. So in our employee table job, there are different types of jobs are there. Okay, and we are counting that each category, okay, by job, counting the total number of employees available from the employee table group by job is here. Analyst is one type of job, total 2, and clerk there are 3, and manager 3, president type 1, and salesman type 5. Okay, so that is how we just look at now employee table. Select star from EMPM. Say, would you look at that this query which we use the group by class and actual table. So analyst, only 2 employees which you can see analyst in our entire table. Out of 14 rows of data, only 2 places you can see analyst. Same manner, president, only 1, job type. Okay, so each job, group by job, we are extracting from job and count from the employee table. That job again which is having categories, different types of jobs. Each job, how many records, how many employees in our case, because it is the employee table. Okay, so how it takes place, you can see group by class which works to aggregate the results. Now number of groups which is divided and which will give you the aggregate result. Same manner. Yes. Suppose if you want to apply another one, select DEPT num, comma count from EMPL group by department number. Yes. Department number also there are different categories, different types of departments which are available. Now if you want to count that, okay, category wise department total number of employees each department. So how we can get that? By using group by class, and you can specify the one particular column wise or group of columns. Now we use department number. Let's see. So department number, there are 3 types of departments, 10, 20, 30. Under each department, how many employees are there? Okay. So 10 department which is having 2, and 20 department number which are having 8 members, and 30 there are 4 members. Okay, that is how which you can segregate the data, by using the SQL query in our database table. Let's go for another group by class. Another query, let's take and work with. Select department number, comma count, comma sum salary from EMPL group by department number. Okay, so each department sum of the salary. Department wise total employees and their total salary, which you can see clearly. 10 department, 2 members which are having, and the 2 members total salary is 6300. Same way, department number 2, there are 8 employees, their total salary is 13735. In same manner, 30 department number, 4 employees and their total salary is 7700. Okay, so that is how which you can calculate by using group by class, segregate the result or data. See the way how it helps you to calculate total salaries of within the organization. You think about different departments, each department how many employees and their total salary, how much they are paying. Okay, like that you can make summary of your data easily with a simple query. You'll be able to calculate all the data result. Select count EMP number from EMPL group by department number. Select count of EMP number, employee number from EMPL group by department number. So employee numbers based on the department number group by class, which you can see. So 10 department group by, there are 2, 8 and 4 count total which we are counting. Okay, count means always which will give you the numeric value as an output, count function. If you want more clear, same query with understandable result. So same query which we are changing now. Select department number, comma count, EMP number from EMPL group by department number. So here only counting the employees. Okay, and here you will get along with department also. Let's see. See department 10 and 2 and 28 and 34. See, when you look at this query and this query, there is much different to understand that. To understand the result, when you look at clearly, that's why when you practice and when you work with concept, then you'll be able to understand the way how you can put a query to get the result according to your requirement, to understand the concept. Now, nested groups, which we call it as. Now here we'll see earlier which was applied for one particular column. Now we are applying for multiple columns. Multiple columns. Let's see this particular one. Department number, job, and then count. So department number 10. Okay. So each department based on the job category. Okay. Department number, comma job category. So total employees. You can see 10 department president type job 1 and salesman type 1. Same way 20 department analyst type 1 and 20 department job category clerk 3 members and 20 department manager type 2 members. Same way 20 department salesman type job category 2. Same like that 30 department number and job category type analyst 1 employee and 30 department number job category type manager 1 employee and 30 department salesman job category and 2 members. 2 members. See now still how we calculated that each department different categories of jobs and total number of that particular job. Okay, counting by category of job, not the department as well as each category job, how many employees are there, how many employees are there. Yes, along with group by class, as you can apply condition also. Along with your group by class, you can apply the having. Having is used to specify the condition. Based on the condition which you will get the data. Select job comma count from EMPL group by job having count less than 3. Okay, job category less than 3, those who are having. Suppose if we give less than or equal to, analyst job type is 2, president 1. Okay, these are the two job categories who's having less than 3 employees. Suppose if we give less than or equal to, now see, less than or equal to, analyst type is 2 and clerk 3 and manager 3 and president 1. Suppose if you change the query, greater than 2, now see the difference here. Greater than 2, job category clerk, there are 3 members, and manager type category 3 and salesman type 5. That is how having, along with group by class, there is a condition which you can specify by using having class. Okay, having to specify the particular condition, based on that which you can retrieve the data from your table. Yes, we work this. Let's see this, another query. Select department number comma AVG of salary from EMPL group by department number having count less than or equal to 3. Having less than or equal to 3. So department 10 which are having less than 3 employees and their sum salary, average salary is 3150. Okay, suppose less than or equal to 2, then also 10 which comes. Suppose if you give greater than or equal to 2 employees. Now you can see all 3 departments which you got now. So department 10 average salary, okay, so which are having greater than or equal to 2, count is greater than or equal to 2. So 20 department average salary and 30 department average salary. Okay, so the way how you can make use the condition along with group by class by using having. Let's see how you can work with another condition like select DEPT num comma job comma sum of salary from EMPL group by department number comma job having sum of salary between 3000 and 7000. We want to extract department number comma job comma sum of salary from employee by group by department number and job. Okay, having sum of salary between 3000 and 7000. So 10 department 1 which are having 5000, 20 department clerk which is having 3700 sum of salary. Okay, and 20 department clerk type and manager type sum of salary of employees which it gets 5835. The way how you can calculate this. Okay, now we come to know the way how we can work with this particular aggregate functions. Aggregate functions. So I think now it's clear now. Aggregate functions how we can make use with any table. Okay. Now let's see. For example, select student table will get back the result data. Let's see query which you can able to work with. Yes. You can work here. Select count of gender. Okay, distinct gender from student. Yes, you can see there are male and female, two types of gender, which you can see clearly. Same way, total number of records which you want to count, yes, you can use asterisk or all, which will give you 5 records which are available. Then select max marks from student, maximum marks of student 90. You can see in our table 90. Same way, minimum is 70. Let's see the output. Select mean of marks from student, minimum marks. Same way, you can apply sum of marks from student. Okay, same way you can get the average marks of students by using avg function. You can get average marks also. So like that, which you can work with any table based on your requirement, the data which you want to fetch. Okay, so aggregate functions like this which you can work, and you need to know that count with different formats with expression asterisk and distinct all followed by field name. Like when you are using expression distinct or all followed by that, we need to specify the field name or attribute name. When you are using asterisk, no need to specify, and you should know the difference between that. Okay, count of asterisk and count of field name. Thank you. We'll continue next concept, another session.